whatever time zone you're on. What up? We're making a cheat sheet. This is making a cheat sheet with PhillyPdot. It's my first video like this. We'll see if I make some more. First of all, let's start it off like this. We got our base cheese in there. I mixed it, I already threw some noodles in there because I was doing the video and then someone ended up calling me, so I had to like stop the video and start over. Anyway, you have your base cheese. We got our bag. You need a bag to make a cheat sheet. If you want to get close to the jailhouse as you can, it's not gonna be a jailhouse cheat sheet because you're not in jail and you don't have the same things you have in jail. So, first of all, I got my base cheese in there, which is some cheese curls. I got a little bit of noodles in there, which I'm gonna add some more noodles. I got some more cheese that I'm gonna add some slices in there just to, you know what I mean, zesty it up a little bit. So, first cheese, let's do the ingredients, right? We got cheese, right? We got different kinds of cheese, right? We got our green and white. Stay with me. I know you're probably like, green and white, what is he talking about? Okay, I see something that's green, but what is that? That's not white. Okay, we got in gel, this is called green and white. All right, onions, peppers, green peppers, all right? Keep that in mind, green and white, all right? Also, I have my Doritos. Doritos is for some people could crunch them up and chisel them on the cheat sheet afterwards. But me, I'll do these. I'll chisel these up. I crunch these up there. Like, for instance, they already chiseled up just waiting for the cheat sheet to be done. But I usually do these for the Doritos is afterwards. I'll just scoop them and use them to scoop the cheat sheet. So I'll let y'all see how that looks afterwards, right? So let's get our base ingredients, what we're putting in there. We're gonna put some tuna in here. We're gonna put some chicken. I got some chicken, some slices that I'm gonna slice up that I had yesterday. Some tuna, some chicken, and we're gonna put some beef sticks in there. So that is our main base ingredients we're putting in there, right? We went with the chili noodles. Don't sleep on the chili noodles. Trust me, don't sleep on the chili noodles. What really matters, it don't make a difference what noodles you use. I've got the chili noodles specifically because I wanted the chili flavor, so don't sleep on the chili noodles. Okay. You gotta make sure you bust your noodles down. I bust my noodles down already. Come here, I'm gonna show you how to bust the noodles down. This is how you bust your noodles down. Look, go like this, but it's a certain way you do it. You gotta make sure all fours hit the floor like that. If you don't, when you do that, you're gonna bust your whole pack open and it's gonna freak your whole noodles up, right? So I'm gonna show y'all, stay with me, I'm making a cheat sheet, I'm gonna show y'all this. All right, you gotta make sure all fours hit the floor. If you don't make sure all floors hit the floor, when it come back up, your noodles gonna be bust open and you're gonna have a mess, right? So like I said, these is already pre-bust down, right? All right, so now I'm dumping them in the bag. You gotta have a bag. I just seen someone before I went on live and run my cheat sheet tutorial. I seen somebody make them in a bowl and just water, and I'm like, no. So the point of making a cheat sheet, right? You always want to get it to close as you can be to as a jailhouse. You know what I mean? As that, you want that whole jailhouse feel. That's the point of it. It's like you gotta have some type of jailhouse feel. It's not now. Don't get it twisted. No cheat sheet is gonna have that jailhouse feel if you're not in jail. I'm not in jail. I'm on the streets. I'm free as a son of a gun. I'm in my house. Thankful and grateful for that. I'm making a cheat sheet, man. It's my first time ever going live and making a cheat sheet. And first of all, I got 12 people in here. Thumbs up this live, right? Anybody ever been incarcerated and been in prison or been in a county jail? Can I low-key have some? Where you from, man? Yeah, I had 12 people in here that fast. So has anybody in here ever been in prison, incarcerated, anything like that? So I'm gonna start chopping my beef sticks. I'm gonna show y'all. You turn into a real chef and everything, man. Let me show y'all. Also, you wanna have, I didn't have a trash, so I got like my bag beside me. You wanna have like a trash can. Of course, anybody would know if you're cooking, you wanna have a trash can to throw stuff out and things of that such nature. All right, so Also, I'm gonna show you my seasonings that I use on the street. Besides this, there's a couple other seasonings that go in here. Matter of fact, I'm gonna grab it. I'm gonna show you my go-to seasoning. Don't tell nobody. Don't tell nobody else. I'm gonna show you my go-to. This is my go-to seasoning. And it's the cheap brand. Look, it's the cheap brand. But this is my go-to seasoning right here. This is my go-to seasoning. And you gotta have some pepper, of course. You gotta have some pepper. Nothing goes good without pepper, right? Nothing goes good without pepper. You don't have to add too much, just a little bit. Because you already think about it, you're already adding seasonings right here, right? So you don't have to add too much. And for me particularly, how much seasoning do you use? I usually go off how many noodles I'm using. For instance, let me give you an example, right? If I was to make what would be like a regular chi-chi for me, right? Would be like 3 packs of noodles. I could make 2 bowls, like maybe me and Marcelli can make 2 regular respectable bowls of noodles and make a chi-chi, right? So if I'm using 3 packs of noodles, I would use 1 1.25 of these in my chi-chi. So I just put 1 in there right now. I'm actually using 4. I got 4 in here right now. I put some other seasonings in here, so I'm gonna use 1.25. But if I was making like 3 packs of noodles, I go off how much seasoning, off how many packs of noodles I'm using. If I'm making, again, 3 packs of noodles, I would use 1.25, like that much. If I was making 3 packs. But again, I'm making 4, so I'll use, that's not even 1.5. I'll use that much though. You don't want to put too much seasoning, trust me. Trust me. All bad. All bad. It's rare to have a nasty chi-chi, because if you do, you won't, they'll know like, yeah, don't let them make their chi-chi no more. So it's a rare thing in jail. At least the jails I was at. There's me busting down the beef sticks. In jail, we usually have like a hard piece of plastic or something like that. Fortunately, I got a knife now. So another thing about the chi-chi, if you ain't in jail, don't get it twisted. Some people know the art to actually make that motherfucker, and you eat it right now. And if you ever done jail time, you'll be in that motherfucker reminiscing and forgetting that you on the streets and you on the bricks, right? I believe some people got it down to the art of that, you know what I mean? Some people was like actually hustling and making chi-chis in jail. I know people that made me a pizza, Strambolis. I'm talking about the shits was like, wow, like crazy in jail. I'll say this, right? I'll say this statement, right? I'll say this statement right here, right? And I stand by it. I believe jail has some of the smartest freaking people in the world. I know that sounds probably kind of oxymoronish. It's like, if they're so smart, then why the hell are they in jail? So I'll say the most MacGyvers. Jail brings out your MacGyver. Does that make sense? Jails bring out your inner MacGyver to make some shit happen. I'm like, what the fuck? How the fuck? What made you think that? It makes you get creative. You know when you ain't got nothing, all you got is your brain and your thinking. So jail brings that out. Yeah, I actually been in jail before. Not a proud thing, you know, but I'm not ashamed of it either. So I could tell you one thing. I could jump the gun and tell you one thing. I ain't going back. I could jump the gun and tell you that. In fact, I will jump the gun and tell you that. I ain't going back. All right, so I have my beef sticks in there. So this is what it looks like. We usually give it a little, like, it's like shake and bake. It's like shake and bake. Give it a little shake, even though all the ingredients ain't in there yet, but yeah, it's like shake and bake, man. Anybody, not that I ever made shake and bake, I'm guessing and imagining that's how like shake and bake is like, yeah. Shake, because basically you don't do nothing but shake everything, make sure all the ingredients are mixed all in, and you bake it. You put it in some hot water. So it's shake and bake. A song that brings, all right, I missed that before you took it away. So we usually have white, but I didn't have white. I ordered red ones from Walmart. So I'm gonna go with the red onion. Usually it'd be white onions. I didn't see your comment, Astro Grinds. What your comment was? I don't need too much of this. Just need like just a little bit to make add to the taste. You need too much onion, just a little. Just a few chisels. Just a few chisels. It touched my nose. It touched my, oh man, it touched my nose. I'm gonna start freaking tearing up. It touched my nose, y'all. Let's do this. Let's cut. Keep it right there. That's gonna be enough. That's all. I ain't gonna take no more of that. This would be enough that I need. I'll bust this down and I'll put that in there. This would be enough. You don't ever want to OD and put too much of anything in that. So that'll be enough for me, I believe. We're about to find out together. So I can set this to the side. So we got our onions. What is this? Okay. Just okay, a little piece of onion fell over here. All right, cool. Cutting onions is never a decent thing. I'm gonna show you how much. Like you don't need a lot. You just want that taste. When it's baking, you want that flavor. You know what I mean? It brings out that little bit of onion flavor. Cause you already got seasonings in there, so it's gonna bring out them seasonings that you want them natural flavors to hit in there too. Which the onion will bring out. Trust me, people. All right. Like I said, I don't need that much. Don't need that much. Look, I'm gonna show you. Look, I didn't put. Look, as you can see, I didn't put too much. You don't need that much. You don't need that much. You just want that flavor to get in there while it's baking. You just want that onion flavor to mix in. You know what I mean? Why am I talking in it like I'm like this is like 5-star? Why am I speaking like this is like a 5-star chef? Yeah, I just caught myself. I mean, certain prisons you have, you know, they're gonna take it like that. But yeah, I just caught myself. Why am I speaking like I'm cooking up a 5-star meal? Hey, some places, I tell you what, when you behind them bars, this is a 5-star meal. Believe it or not. Believe it or not. If you've never been in jail, you've never been in prison, or never sat for a long enough time to like make chi-chis and make it like your thing, and you know like it's a thing in jail, then you ain't gonna understand. Chi-chi. I'm making a chi-chi. It's a jail meal. Well, if you stay tuned, you can see how I'm speaking about it like I'm cooking 5-star lobster linguine or something. Oh, let me rinse my grease up. I was making a cheat sheet today, so I figured, hey, let's make some content. You know what? Let's make some content. Why not? I'm making a cheat sheet. Let's make some cheat sheet content. Why not? Let's go for it. So I'm slicing up my green peppers right now. Again, you don't need a lot. Just want that little taste. Just want that little taste. That's all. The little taste it brings to the table. I just sliced it up so it's like, you know, like the ice, when it's iced up, but it's not like broken up. It's like cubed, but it's not. You gotta like smack it on the ground for it to break. Yeah, that's how I just slice these things. Again, you don't need too much of this. And I like to make them small. Small enough that it don't be so big when you're eating it. Like, what the hell is this? I like to make them small. You don't really know they're there. I don't think I made them that small this time, but yeah, I like to make them like that. Have a good blend. Again, I ain't make a lot of these either. Look, show you how much I put in there. Look, it's not a lot. Don't need a lot. I ain't making a big old chiche. I'm making I actually put 4 packs in there. So 4 packs is enough to feed 3 people. Depends on how they eat. Now, if you're talking about some big guys and they like eat, then you might want to make like 5 packs. But 4 packs is enough, respectable enough to make a respectable dish. Watch, you'll see it. You'll see it. You'll see it when it comes together. All right, now so here, time for ripping that last of this chicken that me and my kids was eating the other day. The last of it. Now I'll take the pieces off and see if we can salvage some chicken meat. Okay. Maybe I don't have to cut it. Maybe I could just rip it off, huh? Don't look like we got a lot of chicken meat. Also, besides that, I got chicken meat. The meats that's going in, I got some beef sticks. I got some chicken meat. And we'll put some roasted garlic and herb tuna in there. It's one of my favorite tunas. Roasted garlic. Yeah, don't look like, yeah, maybe we can salvage. I'm just being bougie. I'll just take the remainder meat was all off of this. I probably buy like a Walmart chicken, whole chicken every freaking week. Me and my kids. Yeah, it don't look like there's a lot of chicken meat there. But again, I'm not making it for a lot of people. I'm actually making it just for myself. Actually, I told somebody else that I was making one. They're like, hey, make something for me. So that's why I made 4 packs, just enough to make. If somebody else wants some, they can actually get some. Some people, when you tell them a cheat sheet, they're like, what the hell is that? And then you tell them, they're like, what's in it? You tell them what's in it, they're like, no. Nah, I'll pass. Until they taste it, they be like, yo, this shit is fucking good. I'm like, I know. Oh yeah, that's so let's put this right here. Okay, I guess meat. Let's make sure I don't got no bones in this meat. You don't want to have a bone in your chi-chi. That doesn't even sound good. That doesn't even sound good. Okay. Okay. Well, we got some fair pieces of chicken we just salvaged. And here's what I'll do with that. Same thing I've done with everything. As I make sure first, I make sure there's no bones in there. We can't have no, see, we gotta make sure ain't no bones in there. We can't have no chicken meat with bones in there. That won't be good. Do the same thing I've done everything. Chop it up. Chop it up and throw it in. So basically, a chichi is like a gumbo. It's like a gumbo or something. Basically, it's like it's jailhouse gumbo. Chichi is a jailhouse gumbo. That's what it is. I think I can go ahead and say that and get that out the way. Chichi is a jailhouse gumbo. Whatever you could get that you think is good. I had chichis with octopus in it before. You know what I mean? Chichi is a jailhouse gumbo, literally. It's like whatever you think that could be tasty, you can put in there. It's like throw it in there. It's like, hey, I got some, I don't know. It's like, yeah, put it in there. That'd be good. Let's try it. But this is like one of my go-to meals. Like I don't cook a lot, but this is like one of my go-to meals. Real fast when I like want something to fill me up. I actually have my kids eating this sometimes. When my kids first seen it, they're like, what the fuck, Dad? But they actually indulge in it with me sometimes now. So again, all right? Now in gel, you usually have cheese whiz. Some cheese whiz you can actually squirt in there. Or we'll have like the sharp cheese we actually chop all up and we put in there. So my base I used, which was some cheese curls cheese that I actually just bust all down. I crunched it all up. Hey, you might got a good point right there. You might have a good point right there. But I'll tell you this, right? I've been eating chi-chis. You know, I'm a person that actually experienced jail. I know what that's like. Is it a decent thing? No, I don't condone it for nobody. Do not go to jail if you want to make something out of your life. Now, if you just want to just do whatever you want to do, okay, maybe that's for you. But I'm not I don't like authority. I don't like being told what to do. I don't like the fact that you have to get in the shower whenever another man or the institution tells you to. You can't move into. I don't like that at all, right? So, jail is not for a person like me that don't like authority and they like to move on their own accord and they want to make something out of themselves. If you fit any of those categories, jail is not for you. We can go ahead and get that out the way right now. It's not for you. So if you're throwing things that's like throwing penitentiaries at throwing rocks at the penitentiary right now, you might want to chill from just hearing it from somebody that actually been there. You don't want to do it. Don't do it. Jail is for lames. I'll go ahead and jump the gun and say that. Jail is for people that don't want to make nothing of themselves. If you want to make something out of yourself out here, you can't do it in jail. So we can get that out the way. Now that that's out the way. All right, so I put that. I want to put another one. So I got some American cheese and I got some the cheese curl, which was my base cheese, which is like when I say cheese curls, cheese is like cheese whiz. I guess I could say that. It's like cheddar. Yeah, it's cheddar. So I got some cheddar and American mixed in, blended in right here, going on. Let me go see if my water done. It should be boiling. It's probably freaking boiling right now. I just can't hear it because I'm talking to you. Let's go see. Let's go see. I'm talking to you again. Yep, there it is. There she go. Will it be enough? Is the question. So my water was boiling and now it boiled down. You know what happens when water is boiling for a long time. It just evaporates. So So the question is now, will it be enough water? If it's not enough water, that's gonna be a big mistake. But then you have to boil the water again. You don't want to just put regular water in there. So I think it will be enough. Ugh. We're about to push it. I'm not sure. I think it will be enough, but we're about to push it. We're about to push it. So I have my chicken in there. We got the beef sticks in there. Now I'm gonna add some of this in there. I've seen people add the tuna afterwards. I usually add mine. I let the tuna sit in the process of baking with it. And I probably thought of it just that. It was probably like, wow, tuna bacon, baked tuna. Yeah. Not as bad as it sounds. I'll tell you that. I should have probably boiled some eggs and even dropped some eggs in there. Like I said, a chi-chi is a jailhouse gumbo. Nothing more, nothing less. I think that's the best analogy that connects on with a chi-chi. If someone is asking, hey, what the fuck is a chi-chi? A chi-chi is a jailhouse gumbo. That's what a chi-chi is. All right, now let's go for the water that I estimated in my brain it's enough. Let's find out. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. We're about to find out. We're about to find out. Will I F that money up live? Will I F it up? I don't know. What's in there? We got chicken, tuna, and we got beef. I told you, chi-chi is nothing but a jailhouse gumbo. All right, now I went for my first dip. I usually go for two spins. I went for one spin. Two or three. Basically, make sure you're blending everything in. You make sure everything blends in. You don't want one side to be tasting real good and one side to be tasting real bland. Now you want to make sure all them seasonings mix in. You want to make sure all of your ingredients, you want to make sure all that blends in. And then for the final, after I blend everything in, I'll just do this. I'm going to show y'all. I usually put it in a tight corner. I make it a tight corner. And then I'll blend the last water with it, and I'll let the water suck up. I'll show y'all. Hopefully I don't put it too much. All right, now. All right, here we go. I'm gonna make sure that water wraps around there. I wanna make sure that water soaks, I wanna make sure that water soaks up that whole bag. So when that water soaks up that whole bag, the food is just gonna sit in there and cook. You know what I mean? As long as that water's soaking up the whole bag. That water's soaking up that whole bag, or at least most of the bag. You ain't got nothing but, it's just steaming. It's just cooking, basically. All right, that looks good enough for me. So, right, I'm gonna tie that thing. I'm tie this thing. I'm gonna show y'all this. This is what we do in jail, y'all. I ain't going back, but I just figured I was making one. You know what? Let's go on live and show some people. Maybe some people want to see this. It's content. So actually, I'm trying to tie the bag. I want to show y'all basically the oven. I want to show y'all the oven. I want to show y'all the oven when you're cooking a chi-chi. How much is it? How much what? What do you mean? You ready to order a chi-chi? Nah, I don't sell chi-chis, brother. I don't sell chi-chis, brother. Nah, I do HVAC, brother. I do HVAC, and I got entertainment company. And I do hip hop and things like that, but I don't sell food. I'm gonna show you my oven. Let's see. What is this oven? This is my oven. What is that? That looks like a shirt or jacket. Yeah. Whatever I could cover this thing up and keep all the heat in. That way the food cooks, bakes, and I was about to say yeah, a word that didn't fit, but marinate. This is my oven, right? And this is what I'll do with this, right? I'll even tuck it over again. Look, this is my oven, and I'll just let it marinate. Look, and I'll just let it marinate. Tuck it over. In jail, we'd probably put it in a whole bunch of sheets or something like that. Or if you have a stinger, you could drop it in the stinger. But fortunately, we're not in jail. And I'm not gonna hook no goddamn stinger up in my house. I don't give a fuck about none of that extra stuff. I'm not putting no stinger on in my house. That's just ridiculous. Alright? Alright. So now, there we go. So now I'm gonna check back in with y'all. Now I'm gonna clean up. Time to clean up. Let that sit and marinate for about a good, I'll say about 20, 25 minutes. Let it marinate for about 25 minutes. Come back. You got dinner in jail. That's how simple it is. You got dinner. A good hearty dinner. I'm talking about, there was times in jail when I ate, after I ate, I'm talking about, let's just get this out the way, right? I never been so full on the streets than in jail. In jail, I'm talking about eating a chi-chi in a cell, ending the night off, and you and your celly cook a chi-chi. I'm talking about like a stromboli or something. I'm talking about I'll be so stuffed because the food be so fucking good. So you just eat until you can't eat no more, right? I'll be so stuffed that it'd be like, my celly would be like, yo, celly, you want this? I'd be like, hell no, bro, I'm not eating no more. All I need now is like a fucking cigarette. You know what I mean? Or fucking a stick or some weed or some shit, and I'm great. It's over. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm telling you. I'm telling you, man. It's a good, man. Don't. It's a good feeling when you're there and you're already dealing with it. Don't go to jail to feel that feeling. Don't go to jail to find out what that feeling feels like. Well, I'm just saying, you make the best of where you at. You know what I mean? Yeah, you gotta make the best of where you at. So, in the meantime, between time, while I'm doing that, we ain't have the luxury of doing this in jail. Maybe I can make some cookies too while that's sitting, right? So I'm gonna end this live, but that's my, oh crap, I'm dropping my, did I show y'all this? This is like, so we crunch these all up and we put it over the chi-chi after it's done. After it's all out and it's hot, it just puts like some sprinkles off. I just spilled some, I gotta clean that up. But yeah, I'm wrapping this live up. That was my chi-chi. That was my live of my tutorial of making my chi-chi. All right, and I'm gonna wrap this up now. It's time to clean up. Make sure y'all subscribe to my channel. You ready to order? Sweet tooth? Yeah, man. Hey, look, I just made a chi-chi. I don't know if you know what that is, if you've been in prison before. This is definitely gonna be my dessert. That's definitely gonna be my dessert. I'm actually about to put them on right now. They might be done before the food. Let's see. Yeah, it's a good chance they might be done. It says bake 11 to 12 minutes or until golden. Yeah, I'm gonna make me some cookies too. All right, I'm signing off. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. I'm getting out of here, guys.